Today in Luther's Kitchen, we are making lemon pancakes with berry sauce. So awesome on a Saturday or Sunday morning. To start with, I'm using a mix of berries because this is what I have in the fridge. So I'm putting in about a cup of raspberries, and I'm gonna put in some blackberries and blueberries, but basically you want to start with 2 cups berries, and if you just want to make a blueberry sauce, just put 2 cups of blueberries. So any kind of berry, you can even use strawberries, but it doesn't look as pretty. So 2 cups of berries, and you want to add some sugar and lemon juice to that and let it come to a simmer. Now I'm going to make a slurry with cornstarch and cold water. So I've got about a 1/4 cup of cold water, and I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And I want to make sure I combine that before I put it in the pot with the berries, otherwise I could develop lumps, and nobody wants lumps in their berry sauce. So you want to stir it really well and make sure you have no lumps, and then set that aside. We don't put the cornstarch mixture in until we've let the berries cook with some sugar first. So get that mixed really well. And now we're going to add 3/4 cup granulated sugar. And I like a little spice in my berry sauce, so I'm putting in about a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. So once you have your sugar and your spice in, give everything a good stir and just continue to let this mixture simmer for about 5 minutes. I'm now going to add in another 1/4 cup of water, and again, let this mixture come to a boil, and when it does, you can add the cornstarch and water mixture, the slurry, and you're going to let that thicken. Whenever you add cornstarch to any liquid, it's important that you add a little bit at a time and you continually stir. Otherwise, you'll get like lumps that'll form, and you don't want that. So give everything a good stir, bring it up to a boil again, and then you just want to simmer until this thickens and coats the back of a spoon. In about 6 more minutes, you should get a fairly thick mixture. It will continue to thicken up as it cools. So if you're making this the day ahead in the refrigerator, it's really going to set up nicely. So I'm going to take this off the heat and let it cool a bit. Now it's time to start making our lemon pancake batter. So we're going to use all-purpose flour, some baking soda, some granulated sugar, and some kosher salt. We have some fresh lemon juice. We're using about a 1/4 cup of freshly squeezed lemon juice, 1 cup milk, 1 large egg, 3 tablespoons of butter melted, and a tablespoon of lemon zest. So to make our pancakes fluffy, we want to ensure we have no lumps in our batter to start with. So we're going to sift together all those dry ingredients. So that's the flour, the sugar, the baking powder, and the salt. You just want to give those dry ingredients a good mix. Now you want to form a well in the center. Push the flour aside so that you have space to add your wet ingredients. So the first wet ingredient that we're going to add is the milk. And then we're going to put in the melted butter, 1 large egg. We're just going to crack it right in there, and we're going to whisk everything just until the egg disappears and we don't see the yolk anymore. You don't want to over mix pancake batter because then the pancakes become very, very hard. For the lemony part, we're going to add in the freshly squeezed lemon juice and a tablespoon of lemon zest. And again, just mix until it's combined. Don't overmix, and having lumps in your batter at this point is totally okay. We're using some nonstick spray. We have a large skillet, and we are gonna warm that up over a medium-high flame or fire, and we wanna wait to make sure the pan is really hot before we start. We are portioning these out in a 1/3 measuring cup, 1/3 dry measure cup. I think it makes the perfect size pancake, and it makes a beautiful circle. And it's very tempting to flip the pancake too soon, but the trick is if you wait until you see large bubbles pop at the top, like right there, if you can kind of see there's large bubbles forming, that's the perfect time to flip the pancake. That is a perfect and beautiful looking pancake. So you let the other side cook for another minute or two. You can peek and look at the other side, but don't press on the pancake like Abby just did. Always keep your pancakes light and fluffy. And when the other side is done or golden brown, you can repeat the process. You don't need to spray every time or put butter every time on your pan if you're using a nice, good nonstick pan. While I'm making pancakes, I like to keep the oven at like 250 degrees. I put a oven safe plate in the oven, and I put the pancakes that are already cooked on the plate, and I keep them warm in the oven. Otherwise they get cold while you're waiting for all the pancakes to finish cooking. When you have a nice stack of pancakes ready, you want to add your berry sauce, and you could do this individually on each person's plate, or you could make one platter of pancakes and pour the sauce on top. These pancakes were really spectacularly delicious. The lemon in it was awesome, and that berry sauce on top was sublime. For this recipe and more, visit myclasscancook.com.